we went downtown and we were in front of City Hall. And at first, it didn't seem like it was just sort of gathered right on the steps of City Hall. But then, as we were there, more and more people started coming, and there were these sort of these sort of marches coming from all directions, kind of filling the park. And then we kind of followed that. And first of all, it was interesting, right? Because you saw like what looked like what I would say sort of like a women's march adjacent group of people, right? There was like kind of like the No Kings, kind of resistance libs. They were out in force, but there were also tons of anti-ICE, pro-immigrant protests that have been part of downtown, been sort of showing up at downtown for the last couple of days, and it all kind of blended together into what looked to me like the most diverse protest I've ever been to in Los Angeles or ever. And we walked down to sort of seeing where all the different protests were going, and we ended up wandering down to the Federal Building where a lot of the kind of confrontations and sort of more kind of the vandalism happens, and the violence and kind of back and forth with the police have happened. And we went to the Federal Building, and there were the Marines standing in front of the Federal Building, just fucking standing there. There was a police officer with them, and so when somebody would kind of walk to kind of press the line a little, the cop would talk to them. The Marines really didn't, at least that I saw. But some people were shouting at the Marines angrily. Some people kind of more forlornly being like, you shouldn't be here, right? You saw like everything there. But what I felt seeing the Marines is like, God, like in the same way like Trump forcing like the military to kind of march in front of him on his birthday, sending these fucking guys to a Federal Building, and you're like, why are they guarding the Federal Building? To protect them from the protesters. Why are the protesters there? Because they're angry about the Marines. Yeah. And it just like I just felt bad for them. Yeah, like I just felt exactly. I just felt bad for them. Like the whole thing like felt combustible. Like you just felt like, oh, this is where it's gonna happen, because as all these protesters that came for the main event start leaving, they will just be left behind. Some of the more kind of like the people that have been kind of fucking throwing shit and making kind of trouble over the last couple of days. And sure enough, that is what happens. And that happened as the night wore on. But like for the most part, it was incredibly moving and inspiring to be down there.